I feel like we need a catch up.
Yeah, it's been a busy wedding season.
Yes. And it's now September.
But I still don't feel like wedding season has ended.
I feel like there is no wedding season anymore.
Agree.
Like mine go right until the very end of December.
Ooh, you got a New Year's Eve on?
No, I don't.
That's your anniversary.
I know. Somebody inquired for New Year's Eve and I'm like, I don't think I can.
You're just not going to top my wedding, are you?
I think, Brian, would you be mad at me if I worked New Year's Eve? I don't think you'd. Would you actually?
Because you'd make him work the bar.
Yeah. I'd consider it if it finished at like 7.
Oh, grow up.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Anyway, let's just get into it.
Okay, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome
The Unfiltered Bride Podcast. Tips from the top table and beyond.
so you know it's going to be juicy.
You'll never guess who sponsors the podcast again.
It's got to be our favourites, Crafty Lab.
If you're an avid listener, you'll know that they are the home of the viral wedding newspapers that I had at my wedding.
But we wanted to tell you even more about them, so let's do some quick fire tips.
Yes, okay, go.
You can fully personalise your newspapers. It's not a template. Each newspaper is completely different and you can write whatever you want, so it's all about you.
You can use them anywhere from ceremony chairs to wedding breakfast tables, roll them up with string, choose a booklet option or leave them flat. They all look bougie.
They can be fun and functional, crosswords, order a service and taxi numbers.
And all those tips I give on TikTok. Think Irish goodbyes, meet the wedding party, your love story, anything and everything.
Printed in classic black and white or colour, there's loads of options to make sure they fit your wedding aesthetic.
It's easy. They basically do it all for you. And I am 100% certain that your guests are going to love it. So make sure you get your order in now.
Don't forget to use the code Unfiltered for 10% discount too. So, what you been up to? Where you been? How's life been? How have the weddings been? What have you seen? Last time we caught up, you had the oyster shucking
It's
guy.
still going. That's still going. People are still hating on it and loving it. I don't care.
Thanks for engagement.
I know.
So what have you seen? What's gone well? What have you enjoyed? Any dramas? Any tips?
Yes, I have a well, it's not a drama. It's a personal drama. So I was really ill for about a week.
Did you miss any weddings?
I did not miss any weddings.
Trooper.
Because I shouldn't have worked. I shouldn't have worked, but there is no other option.
I feel like in this industry, you will be going on your deathbed. Like if you've got suppliers that really care, you're like, well, I can't let them down, can I?
I can't not, like I literally can't not go. I did see if anybody else was available because I don't know, but I was...
You got that far, did you?
I did. I was literally on. So I got ill on the Monday, and I had a wedding on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's like a new variant, isn't it, or something? Like everyone's been like COVID-y. Shot down by it.
I was, and I'm not a very ill, touch wood, I'm not an ill person. I can, like, I'm fine.
You're not like, oh, I'm poorly, I've got to stay in bed.
But I hate napping as a personality trait. Like I'm not a napping fan.
Not?
I hate napping.
I love a good nap.
I can hate a nap. Nope. The only times that you're allowed to nap is if you're in a car, on a plane, or hungover.
See, my problem is if I nap on a plane, I can't nap because I snore.
I also snore.
And I get really self-conscious that I'm going to be that person on the plane.
So I was on a plane. When was I on a plane? This week. I went to sleep.
No, you didn't.
I swear on my life. And then when I woke up, the lady who was on my row was not sat there anymore. I swear on my life.
I think, I know we're going off topic here, but snoring is such a horrible thing.
I know, it's not my fault.
Like, Jack is...
We slept together.
Yeah, and you said I snored bad.
Yeah, but you don't have a rhythm when you snore.
I can deal with a rhythm.
You just change, you'd be like... and I would like, fuck.
Jackson's.
Like if Brian snores, it's like
that's quite relaxing.
I'm like, okay, cool. Like it's like I can deal with this. No, you're like fucking mix it up.
I want an emotional roller coaster.
You twitch as well, which is also yeah. I think as you change tone of snore, you like.
Do you know what I genuinely think it is though? It's because my brain is so active during the day. This is not an excuse for snoring, but my dreams are quite vivid.
Yeah.
like
You're still doing stuff.
I'm still doing stuff in my brain, I think.
I used to get dreams when I used to work at the co-op like a million years ago. I used to get dreams that I was still scanning stuff, and obviously I would be in like not many clothes, and they'd be like, can you get me some sugar? And I'm like, fuck, I haven't got any clothes on.
So you were serving people naked,
honestly,
in
serving
the
people.
nude.
Yeah.
anyway,
sorry.
Wait, where did we get to?
Plane.
Oh, you were ill.
So I think that's how Brian knew I was ill, because I literally slept from Monday to Wednesday night, and I was like, fuck, I've got a wedding tomorrow, and it was miles away.
So I got an inquiry through yesterday, and her wedding's in 10 days. 10 days. And I was like, and it was like SOS.
Oh.
Can you really hear it? I don't think you can. If you can. Sorry, my dog's licking out a bowl. Oh, why did you make everything so sexy?
You said licking out. You don't say just drinking.
He's licking out. Right. Hopefully you can't hear this. That doesn't need to be on. So I got an inquiry, and her wedding's in 10 days. So God bless the stylist, planner, whoever it was. She's had a bereavement, a very close family bereavement. So you'll see where I'm getting to as like, you were ill. Like, were you in contact with your clients that week when you were napping?
Nope.
But were they expecting you to be in contact with them?
I know that no. I didn't. So thanks to everybody who had Zoom, I cancelled all my Zoom calls, because you would not want to be on a Zoom call with me that week. Cancelled all my Zoom calls, and then I knew that I would be going to that wedding on Thursday. And if I couldn't find somebody to coordinate it for me, if I found a different coordinator, I would have emailed and been like, look, I'm really sorry, like I'm dying. Mm-hmm. If I couldn't find a coordinator, I was going.
Would you give them money back?
If I sent a different coordinator? No, because they're the same standard that I am.
If not bad. Joking. Okay.
I don't, not unless they went and they weren't up to standard.
For sure.
But
you wouldn't have put someone in that position otherwise. No. Okay, fab. What I was saying anyway was... Are you still ill?
Sorry. Yeah, I am.
Ew. What I was saying was... So yeah, they've had a family bereavement.
Yeah.
She's put a message up, and the bride's stressed. Like, I've not heard from her. Like I actually haven't heard from her in a good couple of months anyway, because I think it was peak season, and really, really stressing about it. And I was like, I read the message.
The
dog's come for a visit. He's not in daycare anymore, as you know. He got kicked out while we kicked him out, whatever.
Was he naughty?
No, they just wouldn't take him in summer holidays.
Aww.
But
summer holidays over.
Yeah, but I'm not sending him back now. Is that principle?
Oh, fine.
What was I saying? So basically, she was really, really stressed. And I was kind of like, this wedding's 4 hours away. Like, I can send... She's got all her own stuff. She's got her own styling pack. Like, it was a very much like...
Set it up
on the day. She didn't want to be stuck with it. And I read on her Instagram, she's like, look, all the September brides are going ahead. So, like, if you don't hear from me, but like, we are going ahead. Like, I've just had a family bereavement, so I'm not replying or available, because I'm dealing with other stuff. And I was like, well, how do I navigate this situation? Because I've never really been in it before.
What? So the stylist was saying that she's still doing it
on Instagram, but the bride hadn't heard from her in a good while.
But would she be getting the money back?
Don't know. So yeah, what would you do?
That's awkward.
So I actually messaged the stylist. I went on her website, got her number, and I was like, look, really sorry to hear your situation, like blah blah blah.
Because the problem is, suppliers are still people. Like I was ill. Like there was no.
We have things that go on as well, and it's kind of like you
have to hope that you've got, like, what she should be doing is using her network of people to be like, can you help me?
So as a supplier, I was like, right, I could easily step in and be like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm going to charge you this, and not fuck over the other person, but like
she would have to give money back.
Yeah. So I just messaged her. I was like, right, she's either going to reply to me or not. But I think from supplier to supplier, I got a reply instantly.
Yeah.
And she was like, thank you so much for telling me. I've got a PA working to go through them, but I'll get in contact with her like now. But like if she didn't reply, then I would have been like, right, I think we do need to
give it 2 days,
because I think she saw the message from me. She was a bit like, not that I have any type of authority, but it was like,
but she's
I respect
different.
I respect the situation you're in.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want to step on your toes and take on the booking, but like, are you going to be there or not? If so,
because this is the thing. Like at the very end of the day, it is somebody's wedding. You can't do that again. Yeah. So if you don't turn up on that day, you've totally fucked. Which was exactly my situation. I cannot not turn up on the day, whether I'm ill or not. I can't not go.
We had a phone call at like 9 p.m. at night from a local venue. Hi, I don't suppose your photo booth's available
that night. For then?
The other company went into liquidation.
Fucking sick of people, man. Can you remember that guy,
But I
that
think
photographer that was taking money?
Surely
and went
you
bankrupt?
should tell your clients that you've gone into liquidation, that they're not going to be there. It was a DJ. The DJ called us, and I was on holiday, and I just texted my team. I was like, if anyone fancies it, like, I'll pay you a premium. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me. I'll pay you half. You take half. We take half. Like, and one of the girls did go down and set it up, and they were very thankful and grateful. But like, come on. And this is where, you know, when you like, if you're getting that gut feeling,
yes,
act on it. And this is what this bride has done. So fair play to her.
Yeah.
I messaged her instantly. I was like, hey, what's up? Tell me what's going on. Don't stress. We'll figure it out. And I was like, look, hopefully it's all sorted. I'll keep someone on standby.
Yeah, I feel like when you get a bad vibe. So I had somebody message me the other day that said about their venue, and they're looking at booking a venue, but they don't reply to them. They went for a viewing. They said, we'll send you a quote that night. It's been a week.
If they aren't replying to a sales point.
Like I literally said, imagine what it'll be like when they have your money.
Yes.
But it's difficult, isn't it?
What venue was it?
She didn't say. I don't actually know. So, sorry, where was I? Oh, so I couldn't find somebody to go to this wedding.
Yep.
So I did the very next best thing. I took Brian with me.
Brian, do this for me. Do that for me.
Literally, I was like, because I think it was an hour and a half away. I was like, I need you to drive, and I need you to do anything physical.
Aww.
He's so sweet. He's not in here, so I can actually be nice about him. But I didn't have to ask him.
He's like
you're
your
coming.
number one fan.
Oh, that's cute. It was
easier
easier
like,
for me.
Go, Georgie.
He wasn't. He was like, fuck's sake, I have to move all these fucking flowers. But I literally wouldn't be able to do it if he wasn't there, because it was quite a physical one.
Intense.
Move stuff from ceremony into the room. Luckily, there were really nice suppliers, because I was like top form to the bride. She might still be listening, but like, I was like, yeah, cool. Like, I'm fine, because my voice was not, I was clearly ill, but I was like,
I promise
no,
I haven't been on the bender the night before.
I was like, I'm good. I was like, I've just brought Brian with me because I haven't been very well, so he's going to do all that, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah. And then he had to just do anything and everything. I was like, you're literally just my bitch for the next 9 hours.
At least he said yes.
He did say yes.
I think you could probably send Brian solo to a wedding and he'd be able to run it.
I think he could, speak of the devil, he's bringing me a donut in, what a legend. I think he could run a wedding. He couldn't do any of the fluff. He wouldn't be able to do okay, we're going to dip.
Oh no, I think he would.
Yeah, but I think he'd be so embarrassed.
Come on, let's dip.
Did you enjoy working that wedding with me, Brian, when I was ill? No. Oh. So yeah, the Thursday wedding I dealt with, and then Saturday and Sunday I did solo. But I was feeling better on Saturday and Sunday. But it took me a good week and a half to like
recover.
Yeah.
Recover.
And thank God I didn't have a wedding like on Tuesday, because I was dead on Tuesday.
R.I.P. dead.
I was R.I.P. I said my goodbyes. To be fair, Isla looked after me, so it's right. But and summer holidays has been a bitch. Oh.
At least it's not this week when it's really hot. That must have been horrible. It'd be horrible.
Yeah, but it's probably easier because I can send her outside. Like a dog.
Get in your dad's ice bath.
We did. Do you know what? He did whack out the ice bath again.
I saw it, and he had to ice.
Oh yeah,
because
put loads of bottles of stuff in.
What was I saying? Okay, so you were ill.
I was ill. So I was ill for a week, recovering for a week, and then trying to catch up with some of the work. And then I went on holiday. I know, I whacked in a little mini.
Do you want to talk about your holiday?
Yeah, I'll talk about my holiday. I went alone for a week. It's a company called Gutsy Girls. I'll shout them out. They're a really good company.
Gutsy Girls,
because I'm a gutsy girl. And you basically,
I'd like them to rename and be called Ballsy Girls.
Ballsy Babes.
Ballsy Babes. I feel like gutsy reminds me of the gut. I don't know. That's the whole point. I know what it means.
God. It was
Ballsy Babes.
That would make me think it's like transgender.
Oh, fair.
So yeah, you go alone and then meet up with there was a group of like 8 of us, and we went kayaking on the Norwegian fjords.
Were there people from like all over the world?
No,
or
UK. So it was like London, Swindon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Any of them getting married? Any of them married?
So weird. I was the only married.
Did sales pitch it?
No, they were all single. Because obviously they weren't all single. One of them was in a relationship. But most of the people that go on these trips are like single girls looking for mates, not love, looking for like mates and fun. But it was really good. It was nice. It was weird to have a week away from Brian and Isla, but it was nice. Like I didn't have time to do any work, so I had to like not do anything.
Nice.
It was a nice little reset. So yeah,
shout out Gutsy Girls,
Gutsy Gals,
Ballsy Babes,
beautiful. What else? And then loads of weddings in between. What have you done? What have you done in your personal life? I feel like all mine was personal life then, and then we'll do weddings. You went to a wedding.
don't have a personal life. I just work all the time. No. What have we? I've been really busy being busy.
Oh.
And I'm not a fan of busy being busy. So we had lots of weddings, which we'll talk about.
But you went to a wedding. You were a guest.
So last time I saw you, I just got back off holiday.
Yes.
So what have I done since holiday?
What?
I had my friends over.
Yeah. Okay.
I had my friends over from uni.
Yeah.
For the weekend.
Did you pitch to them? Or any of them engaged?
None of them are engaged yet, but we always do who's going to be the first to have a baby? Who's going to be first to get engaged? Yeah. But obviously they're all going to use me for their wedding. So that'd be fun.
So. Be awkward if they didn't.
Yeah.
Would you find it weird to do like people you kind of know? Or are you really close to them?
I'm really close to them.
Okay.
They're all like my best friends. But what I do find weird actually is obviously the age we are.
Mm-hmm.
Georgie's older than me. Like a tiny bit. Georgie's older than me.
How old are you?
28.
You turned 28?
Yeah.
You sure? You did it wrong last time.
Yeah, I know. I'm 28. I was born on 1995, August the 5th, if anyone was wondering.
Okay.
Don't steal my identity. Hey, babies.
29, 30, 31. I'm only 3 years.
But everyone like in my school is getting married.
Yeah.
And I've done some of their weddings. And you know, it's like you're not close with them, but you know them. And they turn up or you see the inquiry and you're like, hi, how have you been? And it's like that really awkward. Like,
at least you don't have to be like in it.
Yeah.
You can kind of set up, be like, okay, bye, have fun.
Okay, bye.
Whereas I have to be like, okay, right.
I don't really like doing people I know's wedding.
Yeah.
On that level, I always pass it on to a team member just because I feel like it's
awkward.
One. I don't like discussing money with them. I don't want to know their budget and things like that. It's just kind of, I feel like it's too
fair.
Keep your information private. Like, does that make sense? Like trying to word it in a way. But anyway, I did my cousin's wedding.
Did it? Styled it. And went to it.
As a guest. Like? And oh my God, I want to go to more weddings.
I know.
I was like, this is bloody lovely.
I don't think I've got any. Oh, I've got my best friend's wedding in 2025.
Do you know what? You don't see any chaos.
No.
Like literally nice. You don't see any of the chaos. Like it was like literally like, and do you know what? I walked in, the first thing I said was like, that linen is crisp. And I had my place set in. Like the team made that my place set in was
like measured.
And I was like, oh, these glasses are really nice. Like I haven't drunk out of the glasses and some of the glasses and stuff. I'm like, this is nice. This is how the other half lives.
What was the wedding like? What was the vibe?
It was a barn wedding.
Proper barn.
Praying for an outdoor wedding. Poured down.
Oh. All day, the whole day.
But then it was like spitting. And do you know what? No one actually cared.
Nobody cares.
But like we were all stood outside and it was spitting. We were like, oh, everyone's hair's frizzy anyway. Like, ching ching.
Yeah.
So yeah, barn wedding. We were hoping for outside, but they didn't. They had the dogs there.
Cute.
Oh my God. So they were like so worried about the dogs and stuff. I was like, look, your life is chaos with the dogs. Like that is your life. So it made sense. So they had Flo, which is a golden doodle, and then Dolly and Poppy, which are Bichon Frises.
Oh my God, 3 dogs.
3 dogs, all had flower collars, like cute.
Are they well-behaved dogs though? No.
They are well-behaved, but obviously there was a lot of barking.
Wedding.
And of course they were like, if anyone objects to like them getting married or legally knows by any reason, and I think it was one of the dogs like, woof, 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 and like, everyone just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
So it like broke the ice for them.
Yeah.
And then another bit as well was when Josh was doing his vows.
Yeah.
So you know when they say to you, repeat after me, and it was like, and be faithful. And then he was like, and then everyone started looking at each other and was like, he's not saying I'm going to be faithful to you. What? Because he was waiting for her to say something else, because they were like,
sometimes they do it long and then short,
and literally, and everyone just burst out laughing. They were like, oh Josh, you don't want to be faithful, do you? But like I feel like people stress so much about that bit.
You never say it right.
Things will go wrong. They're not even wrong. Things will just happen and break the ice.
I'm sure we said something for our legal wedding when we had to repeat the bits. We definitely said something wrong,
but like
you can't hear it.
It makes it feel like more relaxed. Everyone's laughing. Like
nobody cares.
For all due respect, no one really loves listening to them if they're not personalized vows. I'd say like it's like
just repeating what they say.
So that happened in the ceremony, which was lovely. Nice drinks reception. What I did like was they had prosecco, but they had rosé prosecco and normal prosecco.
Strong.
strong and
You like a rosé
beers,
prosecco?
obviously. But yeah, the rosé prosecco.
Yeah.
Went down a
Canapés?
treat. They did, but I didn't have any.
Oh, not enough canapés.
I just don't know what I was doing.
Mm.
I was just too busy caught up in it all and enjoying
Were you doing
it.
styling?
I was like, no, I was at the bar. I didn't do anything. Like my team killed it.
Nice.
And I think some people at the venue said to them like, oh, do you feel under pressure? Like it's Beth's cousin's wedding, it's like your MD's cousin. They were like, we felt the pressure building up, but I think Aaron was leading it and he was like, no, I don't feel any pressure. I do this day in,
it's the same
day out,
standard.
And it's the same standard. He was like, and that's what we get taught. So he was
Did
like,
you go and have a look at the room before the bride?
I didn't actually.
Did you not?
No.
Oh,
you're
growing up.
Girl.
Old you would not have been able to do
I
that.
trust my team. Like they like, if they're going to get one right, they're going to get this one right.
Fair.
But so that was lovely. Oh, we didn't have starters.
We've talked about this. I love a starter, but it's an easy thing to get rid of at a wedding.
So we had like bowl food kind of thing on the table. It was like steaks, chips, barbecue kind of vibe, which was nice.
Yeah.
And then we had the pudding was 2. It was
little duo.
Sticky toffee and maybe like a cheesecake, but it was like half the mini cheesecake and a sticky toffee, and that was
top tier.
pucker. Loved it all. Speeches are super funny. Props. All I'm saying is get those props out because they were hilarious.
I did a wedding the other day with, I don't know if you've ever worked with him, John Adams' band, and he was the best man. And that he was on Britain's Got Talent or X Factor or one of them. And he was really good. I know who it is. He's really nice guy. And then he was a best man, and their speech was hilarious. And they did a little like, we want to start on the right. No. And then the other guy went, no.
But the speeches were first.
Yeah.
And the one thing I'm going to say is as soon as his dad finished talking, because he was his best man as well, we were all up like ants to go to the toilet.
Yes.
Like it was like,
yes.
And he like, it wasn't like he was like, he didn't long out his speech.
How
wasn't
long
too
were the
long.
speeches? Half an hour?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have never seen people literally go and move because no one wants to get up during the speech.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's been drinking at the drinks reception, and you know it's like you don't want to break the seal.
That is seal broke. I literally had this conversation with somebody yesterday because they want to do 6 speeches, and they were like, they're going to be really short, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's not even the length of time. As soon as people hear 3 speeches, they go to the toilet. Yeah. And I was like, I promise you, and I've done a wedding last year maybe where they had 4 speeches. After the 3rd one, loads of people left, and I had to wait. We had to pause, and it was so awkward because everyone was like, what's happening? And the poor best man was stood there like,
hey, mine's going to be the funny one. I need your support.
And it was, and then you wait in 5 minutes, but it turns into 10 minutes because everybody else starts going to the toilet in the bar and
there's
stuff.
There's a queue.
Yeah.
But how do you man that? Like you can't be like, guys, it's like, you know, when you go on like a car trip, guys, who needs the toilet?
It's now or never.
Come on, we're going to the toilet now.
How do you man it? So people are expecting father of the bride, groom, best man. So first of all, I personally wouldn't go to the toilet until after the best man. So I think that's a chunk of people would wait. But anything more than 3 people are going to the toilet, unless
it's like we need toilet chaperones on the door. Be like, just let you know, there's going to be 3 speeches. Do you need the toilet before you coming in?
Yeah. Maybe that should be a little sign on the door.
I've never really noticed that, but that was like when I say everybody went up. I saw a really cool thing, which was they had like olives and like it wasn't bread, but it was like maybe like olive bread maybe. And they had like speech snacks. So there was no crunching. There was no like knives and forks, but like a little olive.
Yeah. Especially if you didn't have loads of canapes.
To keep going on the table, which was...
Were you hungry?
No.
What time was the ceremony?
2.
Okay. So
I made sure I ate. I had like lunch before I went at 12 because I was like,
And 4 p.m. speeches -ish?
Yeah. 3:30 food.
Yeah. Okay. I like speech snacks.
Speech snacks. But they can't be like anything crunchy, nothing in wrapper.
Soft snacks.
Soft speech snacks is our tip for today.
Okay.
And then the only thing I'd say, like it wasn't a negative, like the day was amazing. It was beautiful. They're both super, super relaxed. They both love their dogs. Like they've both been together years. Like it was genuinely the loveliest day. The only feeling I kind of had was like I needed a bit of a boost after the meal to kind of get me going again. I don't know whether it's because it's my age or my food or you know when you're just like once you've eaten you're a bit like I feel like if someone passed me a tequila rosé I'd probably tequila rose. Sorry. I probably would have livened up a little bit quicker, maybe.
So cocktail hour would have.
Yeah.
But when
encouraged people to drink, maybe. I don't know. But then I was like, I'm mixing. I had like wine on the table. Then I was doing gins. I didn't plan strategically, so maybe that's an error on my behalf.
Yeah, but I also think you need to know your guests. Like some guests don't mind a lull in terms of like chill. It's about to kick it up, so go and sit and like enjoy the break. Other people, like I personally love a cocktail hour because it's like a bit bougie. You stand around and have cocktails, but it's also a budget thing. Like, can you afford to give everybody a cocktail?
No, I know.
Or do you just say the bar is open, but then you can't say only for cocktails?
I feel like also they were off taking photos because it stopped raining at that point, so it was not backwards, but like the drinks reception like flew by.
Yeah.
But it was a bit like, because you're like just waiting for first dance, aren't you?
Is the room in the same, was the wedding breakfast room in the same as the evening room?
No.
Okay, so it didn't need to be a turnaround.
No, so I feel like you've just got to think that like you finish food, so we started eating at about 4:30, 5:30, 6:30.
Yeah, and if you only had 2 courses, it probably wouldn't have even been that long.
And I think maybe first dance was like 7:30, 8-ish.
Yeah.
7:30-ish.
This
maybe.
is the problem. Remember when we talked about the first dance and we were on about like the later the better? That works very nicely until you have a massive gap after food. Like if you've already booked your ceremony, I'd rather have an earlier first dance.
Yeah.
So that you don't get a 2.5 hour gap after food, because it's just, what are you doing?
You get ushered out the wedding breakfast room because obviously they want to clear, and then you're like, okay, where am I going now?
And then
we just all were in the bar, which is again no fault of anybody. We had the photo booth, we did the backdrop, that was all fun. Like they had like a really interactive guest book. We did all of that bit from me.
Yes.
I just needed some sugar.
Yeah.
Even though I just had a sticky toffee.
Yeah, what did we put? We had the coffee and donut van in our gap.
Yeah. But you had the bar.
Yeah.
And then they put like Ibiza music on, and like basically Brian was on the pool table dancing, so it just was like, okay, we're ready to party.
Yeah, it did hype it up a little bit. I think like an hour to an hour and a half is perfect.
Whiskey bar, that's what you had in
yes. Cigar and whiskies.
But overall,
happy day.
It was the most beautiful day. It was a lovely day.
What was the evening like?
So happy to be a guest. Pizza.
Band or DJ?
DJ.
Nice.
Good vibe, good energy. It was a Thursday wedding.
Yeah.
So some people...
Did it feel like a Thursday?
No, I just don't... I think when you're at a wedding, you don't really think about the day. I had the day off after. I didn't have the day off after. I just worked at home, but...
Yeah. I just think some people, like to me, I don't know how to say this unoffensively, some people are Wednesday wedding people.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're not big party people and you're not into that, cool. Like, I've got no issue finishing at 11 o'clock. See you later.
Can you define a Wednesday wedding person?
But like, quieter, doesn't want
like
all the attention in the world.
It's like the kids at school. You know, you had the quiet kids in your class.
Yeah. Like, and genuinely, no shade. Like, don't try and be... like till 1 a.m. Don't extend your thing till 1 a.m. if you're not into partying. Don't do it.
It was like the wedding we did, and they did a quiz. Like that was so them, and it was so nice, and it was so chilled, and it was good. Like good, just do what feels right for you. Don't bloody get a hangover if you don't want one.
Yeah, the wedding I did the other day, they had a really cute. I'll try and do a TikTok because I did a nice video. They had a games table, and her dad, was it her dad? I think so. Had made all of these games out of wood. No, wait.
Oh, this.
Cute, you're saying it's cute, or you're saying it's ick? Okay. He'd made like Connect 4 and dominoes, and
like I said, I'm all for things like this if they're done with sentimental value and make sense to you.
This was very sentimental. He had that. What's that shot game where you have to like you're both throwing a hook onto a hoop onto a hook, and then you move the shot down.
Yeah.
But it was like, grab a game, sit at your table, and do that. And I was like, fucking love that.
That's really good for the lull, a drinking game.
Yeah. I love a drinking game. Yeah, we had beer pong as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Beer pong works really well. Games work really well. Some sort of sugar and some sort of drink.
Yeah.
That's a lull filler.
Solid lull.
Yeah, like that.
So tell me more about the weddings you've done recently. What's gone down? What's the beef? What's
my God.
drams?
There was something that did go wrong at a wedding. You were there. It was your fault. No, I'm joking.
What is it?
Did a beautiful wedding.
I know what it is.
I can't remember where. I can't remember the name of the venue, but stunning place.
Stunning venue. Actually.
Where the setup was, basically, the ceremony was in this room, and the bride
Right, we need to stop this because the flower episode, we're like this and this and this.
Okay.
If you're not watching, the ceremony...
So the ceremony was indoors in a conservatory. The bride stands outside to walk into the ceremony. But a little bit further outside, there's another room, which was the wedding breakfast and evening room.
Let me explain it. The venue's like an L shape.
That's better.
A backwards L. So the bottom of the L, so if you're doing like an L with your right hand, the bottom of the L was the wedding breakfast room.
Here. If you are watching, I'm doing it.
And then like the middle of my other finger was where the ceremony room was.
And
the bride was in the
gap.
The gappy bit.
In the diagonal across the two.
To walk down the aisle.
So I was there. She was quite particular about this point in the song is when bridesmaid 1 walks. This point in the song, bridesmaid 2. Cool. Yeah, no problem.
I was just steaming my tablecloths.
You were steaming your tablecloths. And then it got to the bride and there was a gap. There was meant to be a gap so that it built up. And we were like, cool. And I was like, right, hold your flowers low, get ready.
Hold you low.
The DJ blasts
like that.
Song.
It was like this. Just all of a sudden, it went. What was the song?
I can't like proper clubbing.
I thought it was loud in the room I was in. I was like, Jesus.
It was, and she was walking down the aisle to something like "Can't Help Falling in Love," like quite calm.
So the guests
sweet.
definitely heard it.
So apparently, when I asked the photographer inside, they said they didn't hear it. So I said, so the music starts playing. She looks at me and she is like, get that off. And I was like, fuck. So luckily the venue coordinator was nearby, shout out, and she went to tell the DJ, and I just had to then be like, look, nobody else could hear that. We're stood outside. Don't make a big deal. Because honestly, I go back to this point so much. Everybody is going off your
energy
attitude. If you have a strop and like walk off and whatever, it's awkward. If you just go carry on, no one's going to be like, oh my God, but they've ruined the wedding.
Remix.
Oh God, it was loud outside though.
Yeah, and like I was in the wedding breakfast room and I had like 3 people running like, turn it off, turn it off. And the DJ was like, what? I can't hear you. And she was like, turn the music off.
Oh,
like
God.
fair, like rightly so.
Yeah.
But also the DJ was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, I was just doing a sound test. And he was like, I'll keep it quiet. She was like, do not play any more music. And he was like, okay.
It was, but then it comes to like, should he know that the ceremony's at 2:00? And then that's what's thinking, or are you just kind of trying to do your own thing? It was.
I think it's hard with like sound checks and stuff, and I don't know how bands and DJs work it, but there was a lot. When I say there was a lot of tech,
he was he was very good. It was
because
really good.
I think they had like
live music as well.
Didn't they have, is it drums?
They had a drums, they had a violin,
yeah,
maybe even a sax. I can't remember. He was brilliant. But yeah, that was just a rookie error. Like literally, the bridesmaids had gone in. I just don't know
how. Like it was like, you know when you're like, oh, I couldn't write this. Couldn't write this.
I couldn't write the timing.
A minute before, a minute after, but literally. It was that.
She is stood literally about to walk down the aisle, but she was fine. I was like, nobody can hear it. Just smile, go. And she was like, But again, that's a bad thing that happened.
When I say like
anything.
Things happen on the wedding day, it's not going to be perfect, and like life isn't perfect. And
no,
like,
I'm sick of people saying, "Oh, I'm going to help you make your day perfect." It's literally, you don't want it perfect. Perfect's boring. I don't want drama, but like, it's never ever going to go perfectly.
Like the whole what I said earlier about the dogs barking that just makes it your wedding.
I agree. But that same wedding also had absolute. I mean, the styling was top tier, but the dance floor
was cool.
Was banging, absolutely banging. It had their name.
Shall I shout you out who did it?
So I don't know who did it.
Ace Events, they're called.
Oh, it was really nice.
Ace Events. So they had a sweetheart table on like a platform. I wouldn't call it a stage. It was like a little bit stage, but it was like. Then they wrapped the whole venue stage white.
Yes.
With a white carpet and like the white surrounding, which.
Yeah.
Top tier.
It was a really nice wedding because it was a massively fusion wedding. I can't remember what it was. It was Greek.
It was definitely Greek. Because the Greek band loved us. They were like, ladies.
Yeah, they were funny. Greek and I can't remember because they did the Greek dancing. So I stayed way later than I should have been staying at that wedding, but I was so interested in. They did the money. They did this one where the women from her side had to dance, and then people would literally like throw money at them.
Yeah,
but the money goes to the band.
Oh,
I know. So I was helping to put it together, and I was like, "Do you want me to put it in your card box?" And she was like, "No, it's for the band." I was like, "What the fuck?
Get to know Georgie.
I want to be in a band now. What the fuck?" And then they also did.
I love a Greek wedding.
Greek dancing was fantastic.
I feel like
all the men.
Greek wedding and Asian weddings, they just step up the party level, don't they?
Yeah, it was really fun. It was really interesting to watch. They did a women's dance, and it was like, I don't know, they all kind of like, you know, when everybody just knows the dance routine, and I'm like, this is so
you just tried to do it sat on a chair.
No, I was trying to show the people were like,
yeah, I think I've seen it before. Yeah,
They were all
Yes,
like,
it's cool.
It was really
and
cool.
And then they don't get tangled.
No.
And I'm surprised how they don't get tangled, but they all know where they're going.
I was confused, and it was really clever. I liked that one a lot. But the dance floor, because they had, and this happens a lot more with Asian weddings, is that the dance floor is in the middle, all the and American weddings actually, and all the tables are around the edge, and then you there's no turnaround.
Yeah.
But it all has to start a lot later.
Yep.
Or you have a longer drinks reception. That wedding also taught me about group photos more as well. The group photos bit was difficult. I think now I'm deciding that the quicker you get them done, the better. Because when it was at a hotel, they started going to their rooms.
Yeah.
And then you literally can't, and there's one person who's gone to their room and they're in 3 different photos.
Yep.
And then someone else has gone off to then find that person, so you can't do that photo. I just think ceremony, drinks reception starts within.
I get it though, because like as a guest, you're like, if your room's there, you go touch up and like refresh.
And if people don't know, like if I wasn't having loads of group photos, I would say to people, we're doing them straight after, don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
As soon as you've done your photo, you can go. Because some of the best ones I've seen, everyone is just there. You've got 2 different people going to get them, smash them out.
Nice.
Don't have too many.
But yeah, the dance floor was killer on it.
Dance floor was
There
beautiful.
was like no joins. It was a seamless white square with their names in gold.
And the DJ, when they were introduced into the room, like played music and got everyone to come and stand around them and do this kind of like dance, which was amazing. I would have liked to have known about it so I could have put it into my timings. But otherwise it was really wonderful.
Anything else? Any other weddings? So cool.
Oh, I did a beautiful marquee. It was probably the most wedding-y wedding I've done.
What do you mean?
Like traditional. As in like
go on.
Church ceremony. Yep. They'd known each other from when they were younger. The parents all knew each other. Both sets of parents still married. Like it was like proper movie.
Were they
wedding.
in like tails?
Yes.
Nice.
Top hats
and tails.
Yeah. We put as well, they had a Defender. Yeah. A blue Defender, which they were obsessed with. And this was a full planning wedding that I did with them. So right at the start, we were like, right, we have to get this blue Defender involved somehow. We managed to get it inside the marquee and set it up as like, oh, you'll have photos because the Candid was there. So
I did wonder how you did that.
We used it as a photo booth. So in the day, it was just set up and it had flowers on it and was just pretty. And it was blue, so it tied into all the colour. And then in the evening, I set your Candid up at the back of it. So people sat in the back of the Defender and it was like the backdrop. It was sick.
Nice.
It was beautiful.
That was cool. I like those touches.
Yeah, me too.
Really
and people walked in and they were like, oh my God,
that makes sense.
Is their wedding.
Yeah. If it was mine, they'd be like, why the fuck
have you got a blue Defender in? Tell me about your weddings. What have you done?
We've done loads, but
anything different?
I just love them all. Like I'd just say like we did one with like loads of textured linen, like textured linen tablecloths, textured florals, and I'm just like sexy. Texture.
Any dramas?
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We blacklisted a venue.
Why? Oh, what's the venue?
I'm not saying.
Okay. Why though? As in fully, what does blacklisted mean though? So
we
if
don't
somebody
work
inquires,
we don't work with you.
Have you got any weddings that are there?
No.
Okay. What would you do if you had some booked in? Just still do those?
Don't know.
Ooh.
To the point that my staff don't feel comfortable to work there because they're so goddamn rude.
I don't understand it.
Let me give you some examples. So if you're listening, you know it's you.
Shout out, you know who you are.
They don't like us anyway. Like I don't know. They've got an
though?
issue with us. Whatever. They're just funny. I don't know if they're funny with everyone else. I haven't had great feedback from
Some
other
venues
suppliers.
like
The drums,
but some like who their people are.
Yeah,
and
some
they
people
don't
like their
newbies.
Yeah. So we actually sent someone down before our head of communications to be like, hey, like I feel like there's a bit of tension,
Really?
miscommunication. We then kind of like ironed out our processes. They want day plans, they want kit lists, blah blah blah.
Fine, cool.
We were like,
bit of communication.
great. Like how you want to work, how we want to work. Let's bring it together.
Yeah.
Which was fine. And then just like the bride was 45 minutes late going down the aisle, which then pushed our timings back. And we can work miracles, but we can't do a turnaround in half an hour. Like we're waiting for tables to go up. Yeah. And
half an hour.
They were like, oh, you need to be ready by this time. I think it was an hour in the end. And we usually like to allow an hour and a half tops. And we're like, not a problem, but we may have to ask some of your team to just help put some napkins down. And the response was like, in your dreams. And I was just like, like really? The end goal is the bride and groom.
Why do people, I just don't understand it.
And like, again, I'm not on these weddings. So like after every single wedding, each member of my team has to do end of day report essentially to say this is what happened, this is the timings. If they had to do overtime, this is why I had to do overtime because I was late.
What happened? Yeah.
And to the point that one of my team members, they're casual, not luckily, but they're not one of my full timers, just said like, I don't feel comfortable working there anymore because they were so rude to me. And it's not the first time, and it's again like our jobs across the wedding industry are so labor intensive, they're weekend intensive, it's a lifestyle. They're miss out
shit jobs.
You
like,
miss
really.
out on all the personal like parties, birthdays, baby showers, and you can't have them all off if you work in the wedding industry. Be kind.
Be
kind.
I did a few this month where the venues were just, and I've got to the point now where I'm just like, oh, do you know what, fuck off. I just, and I
tell them to fuck up.
I wish I was ballsier, because there's sometimes when people speak to me and I want to say, are you all right? Are you okay? Like,
I feel we're in a position, it's really difficult because will never really say anything to a venue because it doesn't feel like they've booked me, but we're working there. Like, we've been booked by a client, so we treat them like a client as well in some kind of a sense. Like, we've been booked by the client, so we're here to do a job and deliver and be professional, and like all of our values align with that. But it's when like comments like that made, it really throw a team, especially when you're in a tight turnaround, and then you're like for example, she was steaming a tablecloth. They're like, oh, such a shame you go to all this effort to steam a tablecloth that's stained. And she was like, it's just some of the water that's come out on the steamer
that dries.
That dries. It's not it's not a stain.
Why do people, I don't understand.
But like, why would you make the comment? Like, just be like, guys, this looks really nice. Like, I love it when a venue walks into us and goes, guys, you've absolutely smashed it. It looks beautiful. Amazing work, guys. You've been a pleasure to work with.
But imagine if everyone was just nice to each other.
But I also do, like, whenever like my team do an end of day report, and like we said about Elvis, like, I always like to send an email to the venue to be like, hey, like, such a pleasure. The guys really love working with you. Thank you so much for making our lives as easy as possible. Like, because again, I don't think people get the recognition.
I emailed a venue the other day to say that as well, just to let you know that your venue coordinator really represented you well. Like, it was nice.
Like, to give that feedback, because again, I don't think people get it. Like, you either like with wedding coordinating and venues and stuff, like, they'll either be like, it was amazing, or you get bad feedback, and obviously you always hone on the bad feedback as a venue because you want to improve and be better. But like, I don't think people but like, I don't think it's my position to step on the toes, but if I can eliminate that, then definitely we will, because you know, like, when you all work together, you create like, you genuinely create an incredible wedding. Like the wedding we just posted, like, we've had some qualms with the venue before, but they've got new team in, they're much slicker, to the point that we nearly didn't work with them anymore because it was just too much. They've been bloody amazing. And it's like, the venue recommended you, and I was like,
oh my god, thank you,
we're back friends.
We're friends again.
But like, again, you also have to respect that your suppliers like loading in and access times
and the thing is, like,
looking after our kit. Like, obviously we're going to get annoyed if our kit goes missing.
And I'm confused where it goes. Like, where the fuck are you putting it?
In the bin.
Do you reckon?
Now, we have a venue that always lose kit, so we just turn up the next time. We're like, oh, it's in this cupboard. We've got like our own cupboard there, I think, and we're like, the guy's like, that's our cutlery. Take you back.
So I looked on TikTok the other day, and our words did quite well. So I've got more wedding words. So if I give you the word, I need you to explain it, because we forget that people don't know what these words mean, and we talk about them willy-nilly, and we need to like teach the world. So what is a runner?
Table runner or aisle runner?
Ooh, table runner.
Table runner. So table runner is a bit of material that will usually go down the middle of a table.
On top of a cloth?
On top of a cloth, or on top of a rustic table. Give it texture. Don't put it flat.
Nice.
And an aisle runner is a white carpet or a red carpet or whatever you fancy down the aisle.
Okay. A coupe.
A coupe.
A coupe.
A coupe is a bougie champagne glass. It's like...
It's a bowly.
You like coupe. Champagne tower. I think champagne tower, that's what a coupe is. We're seeing it more that people are using it for their toast drinks.
Love
a little bit of something different. It's a bit nicer, isn't it?
Yeah, a crystal cut coupe. Nothing better.
10-10.
Better. Bud vases.
From France in the 1700s.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Brian said they're from France from the 1700s.
From the 1700s, with all the big French parties.
Bud vases.
Bud vases are small vases that put buds of flowers in. So not bunches of flowers.
So what's a bud?
So a bud is a single, like a bud is like one bud of a flower.
Okay.
So for example, one rose is one bud.
Right. Okay.
But in a bud vase, I'd probably put 2 to 3. Like we've got a bit of sprig of foliage in them, but it's not meant to be heavy. It's meant to be dainty.
Little small touches.
Great for card box table, registrar's table.
I love it when people say to me, yeah, we've just ordered an extra 20 bud vases, put them where you want. And I'm like, yes, thank you.
So do that again.
Yes. That was great.
Give Georgie bud vases. Brian.
It's only because I think it ties in everything. Like, go and put them in the toilets.
I love a little bit of a toilet display. Not a toilet.
Not a toilet. Corsage.
Corsage. So a corsage is usually for the women in the wedding party, so the older women in the wedding party, or people who are not bridesmaids, essentially.
Okay.
It could be wrist worn or pinned magnet on the dress. So it's like a buttonhole, but it's a lot daintier. It represents
pretty.
More of a female, I would suppose.
I've seen ones on bags as well. You can get handbag ones.
Yeah, you said that before.
I like that. I like those. Registrar.
A registrar is the person that legally marries you on the wedding day. And you have to have an interview with them before the ceremony. So allow that in your timings.
Yes.
At least half an hour, because you've got 2 of you, 15 minutes.
Yes.
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 I feel like Georgie's like my teacher ticking me.
I like checking. Yes.
Checking.
Imagine if you just made it up. Yeah, so non-legal.
I wonder if anyone would call us out.
Yeah, I hope so. Pillar vases.
Pillar vases. So pillar vases are glass vases that have pillar candles in, also known as church candles.
Okay.
So they are round, stumpy.
What are you doing?
Just how Georgie likes it. They're candles. Like,
yeah, how do you describe? They're
not the thin tapered candles, tall ones.
Cylinder.
Cylinder, yeah, absolutely. They're a bit like a Pringles tin.
Yes.
Half the size.
Yes. And a final one that I thought of, LED candles.
Oh. Do I need to explain that?
Well, yeah, but what if we don't know?
Battery powered.
Yeah. There we go. That was easy. I don't hate LED candles. I think people still picture the really shit old school ones, and they're not like that anymore.
Agree.
They're beaut.
And you can turn them on and off with a remote, so it's so easy.
Yes. It does save me a big job, not gonna lie. Tip jar. Have you got a tip?
Yes. Well, I don't have a tip. I need a tip from you because I don't get this. And this is your background, your life.
Okay.
Don't let Brian down, all right?
Fuck. Okay. He's here. I can just ask him what.
Drinks. So we've had a lot of messages about people who are doing their own drink and corkage and things like that.
Yes.
And how much do you provide? Like, is there a percentage or
you want the
how do you work the numbers? So for ease, let's go 100 people.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting my
Tell me
calculator
everything.
out. Okay, so the first one that's easy is toast drinks. So Prosecco.
Do you want to start from arrival drinks?
No, because this is the easiest one. So for 100 people, you get 6 glasses of Prosecco.
Oh, yeah, but you don't.
You do.
Don't.
No, you do.
Don't.
You do. I promise you do. In fact, you get more than that.
Not in these glasses.
Why you got such fucking thick glasses?
When we did speeches the other day, they filled up halfway and I was like, is this a pre-pour or is this my full glass?
So hold on. So if it's 100 people divided by 6 glasses, it's 16.6. So I would say to people, get 18 to 20.
Yeah.
And if I was then working that wedding, I would section away 18 bottles and have those just for toast drinks. And then everything else is drinks reception.
In the fridge.
In the fridge. Obviously.
It's not obvious.
half a glass of warm Prosecco.
I remember when we were caterers, when I used to do catering, and there were not fridges at the venue that we could use, so we obviously had to take a fridge van.
Yeah.
And we had like gorilla buckets full of ice, so all our like drinks are in there.
And people, and then you're trying to say to staff, like, don't touch these drinks. These are toast drinks.
Yeah.
Come back. Oh, right, fucking brilliant.
Brilliant.
Go to the shop. So toast drinks are easy. So it's literally 6 glasses per bowl, plus make it a little bit bigger. Also, you can buy on sale or return. So please get more and then take it back if you need to.
Just tell them not to open the box.
Don't open it. People should be. I'm hoping the caterers.
That's why it's great to have a fridge, because you can just shove the box in the fridge.
So wine then. Wine on the tables. I personally, most caterers will do this, is that no matter how much you buy, they'll put 1 red and 1 white on every table and then replace as needed. Mm-hmm. So you'll end up with 1 table that drinks loads of red, 1 table that drinks loads of white. Don't put 2 bottles of each on the tables. I would do 2 bottles of each per table. So 100 people, let's imagine you've got 10 tables. You'll want 20 red, 20 white.
So average, how many people are sat on a table? 10.
Yeah.
So
then they've
2
got 4
bottles
bottles of
get
wine.
4 bottles. How much does that get you per person?
Brian, what's 4 bottles of wine divided by people? By 10 people?
Oh, 3. That's not a lot, is it?
No, but I just don't think people drink
3 glasses per bottle.
'Cause you'll
No
get
wonder I
some-
get through my whispering angel quite quickly. I was thinking that. I was like, surely not.
Surely not. Yeah, but it depends. You wouldn't. I don't think you'd pour a large glass at a wedding.
Oh,
personally.
absolutely.
Yeah, but not when you're on table with other people. You like start nicely, don't you? But also, you'll
I'm the
get a
person that would
table-
pour it for everyone. Be like, keep going, come on.
It always seems to even out.
Yeah.
Like I would probably get 25 red, 25 white.
Yep.
And then you're like covered. But equally, you'll get a table that don't drink any wine.
Yep.
And fine. And then the bottles that they didn't drink will move on to a different table. So you get one table of absolute bellends that'll drink it all and be smashed.
Water if it's not in jugs. So like if you're buying bottled, like the glass bottled water.
So I recommend people buy 1 bottle per table and it gets filled up with tap water. Why wait? What? Like I would rather people spend money on having nice bottled water.
Okay, what if we're like totally remote,
Oh, okay.
marking in the middle of nowhere?
Then what I also do is tell them to then buy big plastic bottles. Do you know
Save
what I
the
mean?
world.
Well, we've got to do what you've got to do. Otherwise, you're buying glass ones. What's the difference?
Glass is recyclable.
Yeah, okay. So is plastic. It's just not as recyclable. I just think refilling them because you want a nice, like, it's more important to me that the water bottle looks nice on the table.
What about sparkling water then? Come on.
Oh, sparkling water's a bit of a bitch. I don't really.
I hate
I
sparkling
don't know
water.
anyone that likes sparkling water.
My mum loves it. She's a
Does
freak.
she? I would.
Sorry,
buy...
no offense to all the listeners. I like sparkling water with elderflower cordial.
Yes,
That's
me
my
too.
only exception.
Okay, yeah, fair. I could deal with that.
That bangs.
The
lunch
man. It's early.
What's the time?
11:41. Anyway, sparkling water. If you've got 10 tables, I would get 15 bowls.
Cool.
Because they're not many people are drinking that. If you're then having rosé as well.
Oh,
so
I love a bit of rosé.
I did a wedding. The wedding that I said was like proper wedding, and I say this in thingies because even I wouldn't describe mine as a proper wedding, like very traditional wedding.
Did they have rosé?
Only did rosé on the tables, and then on their menus they said if you
Tories.
would like something else. they weren't the ones with the oysters.
Oh.
It then said on the menu if you would like something else, please ask, because we were racking our brains
Nice.
to be like, because they were like, we know everyone drinks rosé. And I was like, if we put, because they had long tables, I was like, if you put a red, white, and rosé on every table, it's going to be like way too many.
Yeah.
So we were like, we'll just go heavy on the rosé. And then I think they might have bought like, I don't know, 15 red, 15 white to then put out if they needed.
I think I need to be sponsored by Whisper and Angel for my wedding.
I don't know if I've ever tried it. Is it nice?
Oh, smooth.
Well, like what though?
It's a
Have
bottle.
you got it?
There's a bottle here.
Is it nice warm? That's been there for years. What is it? Rosé?
I'm going to describe it. Oh, there's some big words on it. Honestly, Georgie, it's
What
if
is it,
you like
rosé?
rose, yeah, if you
Okay.
like rosé, you like rosé.
I'm not really a wine drinker. It's Brian's fault. He made me into cocktails.
In the valley, in the Escalanes Valley, angels whisper. If you drink this wine, you might hear them. If you visit us, you might see them. Product of France, 2020.
When you said valley, I pictured Wales.
13%.
Ooh,
Wales.
Wales.
Honestly.
Should we get them to sponsor the episode? So anyway, if you're getting rosé, you may not need as much wine.
And this is actually called rosé, not rose.
Tequila rose.
What more I want to know from you is
Arrival drinks.
arrival and evening. Because if people are doing their own evening bar, you put it on the invite, didn't you, to help with that? But
yes.
we'll
So
get
let's
to
go
it.
drinks reception. Drinks reception is difficult. It depends on how long it is. It depends on how many people. So let's go for 100 people, hour and a half.
I think I can sink 4 drinks easy.
Yes, fair. So for 100 people, again, I would normally recommend it depends how many different drinks you're having. So if you're just doing Prosecco for everybody, you're going to need, so it's 6 glasses in a bottle, but you're going to need at least two per person. So we're on to about 33.3 bottles. So it's 35 bottles. Have to have.
That's what I had at the wedding the other day.
Yes. And then if the bar is open, you're all right.
I could have had more.
Yeah.
I went and bought 2 gins actually after.
Yeah. So if you've got if the bar is there and open, as in people can go buy their own drinks, don't overthink it too much.
Absolutely.
But if it's not, if you're in a marquee in a field and the bar doesn't start until the evening, you may need to look at having more.
I do think as a standard, I mean, it all comes down to budget, but I would say try and get 2 drinks per person for the drinks reception.
Definitely.
It just gets people like, because your first one, you're just like, oh,
necked
got it, necked it. I'm thirsty.
Definitely 2. And then beer. Brian, what do you recommend for beer? If you're going to, like, to me, a bathtub or bucket of beer is a no-brainer.
Yeah. It's
not that expensive. Tie a bottle opener onto it. People can help themselves. Hello, Cooper. And then they can just have it. Because let's be sexist. The boys will drink the beer.
Lads.
The girls will drink the Prosecco.
Oh, no, I know some women that will like the beers, but...
Stereotypically, though, let's assume. Brian, how many beers? For 100 people.
I think.
Let's assume 50 men.
I would say between 4 and 5.
4 and 5 beers?
Times
the
number of men.
Hold on. They're having 4 so we get 2 Prosecco's and you get 5 beers.
This is what I mean. I said, I think if like for a drink set for an hour and a half, I think you can easily sink 4 drinks.
That's 250.
Casually.
Yeah.
If they don't drink the beers are used elsewhere.
Yeah.
That is true. We still have drink in our garage that we're still drinking.
It's like Christmas, isn't it? Like when we host Christmas, we buy a shed ton of drink and then we'll always just drink it throughout the year.
So 250 beers. How many crates? We need
to get a beer company to sponsor us. What do you like, Brian?
10 crates, that's all right.
How many?
10 boxes, 24.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We had, so when we went to set up our wedding the day before, we put some beers out for like the guys that come to help us. Fuck me. We had to go out and buy more beer.
Did you?
Yeah, because they like, I think maybe women don't appreciate how easy it is to drink a beer because we can make a Prosecco last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes.
No, I agree. But it's like a pink gin though. I don't appreciate how quick I can drink that because it tastes like squash.
Yeah, I can smash a cocktail quite easily.
Yeah. We went for cocktails the other day and Jack was like, I need to stop ordering cocktails because I'm drinking them like they're squash.
Yeah. I would think for 100 people, for an hour and a half drink reception, if you had 250 beers, 35 bottles of Prosecco, you're going to give most women more than 2 Prosecco because the boys are drinking the beer. Yeah. So I reckon you could probably get away with 30 Prosecco, 250 beers.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you something.
Go on.
I had a cocktail the other day and it was a perfect... I'm waiting for Ryan to judge me so hard on this. It was a perfect dessert cocktail.
Go on.
And it was called a Bailey's Mudslide.
That's TGI's did mudslides, didn't they? Are you mad, Brian? Was it gross? Have they just stolen it from TGI's?
Where did I go? What date did I go?
Vodka, Kahlua, Bailey's.
I even took a picture of the menu so I could make it at home.
/ get Brian to make a few.
Bailey's.
Yeah.
Vanilla vodka.
Yeah.
Milk. Vanilla sugar syrup with chocolate on top.
Ooh.
Oh, Cooper, you having a drink, are you?
I do not like cocktails with milk in because the curdling of that.
I love it. Do you not like Bailey's?
No.
I feel like that's a perfect... I had a Bailey's last night.
No.
Perfect, like, after dinner drink, sweet. It's like an after 8.
I actually wouldn't be able to drink that.
Would you not have a pina colada?
No, I don't. I don't like creamy cocktails. I think it's weird. Because think about when you then start doing shots and like...
You like tequila rose?
No, I don't. You just make me drink it. I don't like it. Don't lick my feet, Cooper.
Sorry, guys. There's no dog daycare
There's no
today.
Dog daycare. I got rid of the... Stop it. Last time we filmed, we had my kid here. This time we've got your kid here. It's fine.
Hello.
So that's quantities for drinks reception. Evening part is tricky. Evening part is hard to work out. So it depends on like a million different things. Depends on how long it's lasting for. It depends on how much you're offering. Depends if you're doing cocktails. Depends
what people like.
Depends what like vibe you're going for. Are you going to allow shots? Are you not going to allow shots?
Shots.
I would get in contact with a bar consultant or I don't know, sit and try and work.
Figure out what your friends like to drink. Put it on the invite.
It really helped us asking people because we tried to make sure that every single person had a drink they liked, but we didn't give every single option in the world.
Yeah.
But Brian, how many drinks do people drink per night? Or how many drinks are drank an hour? Do you know what I mean? Is there a way?
Between 5 and 15.
What, a night?
Yeah.
I think I was definitely on the 15.
15.
I think because you had cocktails, drinks, and with all due respect, in the nicest possible way, because it was a free bar,
of course
people probably didn't finish their drinks.
Yeah,
and was like back to the bar, and
that does.
That's a problem because you're just like,
Oh, it doesn't matter.
You went back the next day. I don't know how many glasses you found.
It was vile. I wish we filmed the next day because it was disgusting. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't really. Maybe we'll do an episode about evening bars, but it's a tricky one to work out.
But then I do have a free bar. I don't think no one like took the piss though. Do you know what I mean?
No. We didn't. We still had drink left, and we bought plenty. And I reckon it cost us. How much did we spend on our bar? $3 grand.
And you had leftover.
And we had leftover, and everybody drank plenty.
You could get a $3 bar tab in 2 hours.
100%
people. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we bitches from a bride?
Yeah.
Have you got one?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't do that. Tell me.
It's not too much of a bitches, but it just is relevant to us because it's about Hugos.
Okay,
so I was like, and they had Hugos at their wedding. So I feel like we need to shout out the people that are listening.
Yes.
To what we're doing. Okay. My wedding was last week.
Yeah.
Best day of my life.
Cute.
The venue though, beautiful but chaotic.
Oh no.
I had a Hugo drinks reception.
Yes.
It was an absolute flop.
No. Why?
Just wine glasses with Prosecco, no ice, mint, all lime. And they put out 70 chairs for a 61 person ceremony. So there was loads of empty chairs. I don't want to bitch about it's my family and husband, but it's disappointed me.
Oh, that's so post-wedding annoyance is a real thing.
And post-wedding blues.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a bride anymore.
Yeah. Like, I remember that there was some things after our wedding that I was like, I'm not happy about that.
Were you?
Yeah, some things. Yeah.
Like what?
No, I can't tell you, but I'll tell you later.
Really?
No, but just things like
The styling.
Yeah, the styling was shit. No, but there's things that you're like, oh, I don't want to be annoyed about it though, because it's just going to make me annoyed about the wedding, and I don't want to be annoyed about the wedding.
I feel like there's just certain things you gotta draw.
Yeah, so like the whole my dress bit, boobs bit, annoys me to this day, but I have to still try and be like, no, I'm over it. Like, move on.
We can't get you a new dress.
Can't get me a new dress. It's too late. Like, it's done. But yeah, I'm glad she said it, because I imagine she probably feels a bit better being able to be like, blah.
I agree. Like, if you're going to do a Hugo, she may as well just some Prosecco. The whole point is to have a Hugo and do it properly. And that's the thing, isn't it? When something's done half-assed,
yes,
there's no point doing it and making the effort. And I bet she got some really nice signage and like Hugos are lush. And
she needs a coordinator.
Is it our fault?
Just need a coordinator.
Is it our fault for suggesting Hugo?
Yeah, but Hugo's the fucking easiest cocktail to make.
know.
I'm surprised that they've got that wrong.
I know.
It's not. Oh. Yeah, I'm annoyed about the 70 chairs, because there is nothing worse than it looking empty when it's not. Yes. And there being empty seats, and like the entire back row will be empty. So then every photo from the behind.
But surely then they'd just remove the back row.
Who? When? You can't remove it. Oh. Yeah, but then it looks weird that you're moving chairs out. Or you'll end up with like 2 people sat on the back row. I just think it should be, because some venues are like, we put extra chairs in so that people don't have to sit next to each other. No, fuck them. Fuck you, sit next to each other. We're not in COVID anymore. Like, sit down. Shut up.
No, I agree. That's actually really.
I like a full
it looks
ceremony.
awful in photos.
Yeah. So if you can say to somebody, make sure that there are. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having 2 extra chairs so that you've got a little bit of grace. But groomsmen, sit them to the edge.
I've got a really good bitches from a bride for next week.
Oh.
So make sure you tune in.
Oh, that was a good end for the episode.
I know.
Let's call it the end then. She's got a really good bitches from a bride for next week.
Come back next week.
Do you know what we're doing next week? We're going to do...
Go on a holiday?
No, I wish. We're going to do videographers.
Ooh.
But...
this my bitches aligns with it.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to show you my wedding video. I've got it back.
Will I cry?
I did. Brian, did you cry? Yeah, a little bit. It's good.
Are you going to put it up for everyone to see?
I will put it up for everyone to see.
On
promise.
YouTube?
Yes, it's got the link to the YouTube, so you can watch the whole. I think it's about 7.5 minutes. So when we play it, we'll cut down bits.
I need a drink.
But yeah, so tune in next week for videographers and Beth analysing our video.
I feel like I forgot so much about the wedding.
Honestly. And you know when... No, I want to save it all, but you know when...
I can't wait for the dance floor
video hits.
Of you guys with Isla.
Okay.
Bye.
See you next week. Okay,
bye.
bye.
I've got to go. I've got to go for next week. Bye.